Good morning. It's Frisky Friday, and everybody's here today, so I'm going to bring on the guys. We got George and Mark. Hang on, Sean's down here.
Big deplorable.
Oh, look at that.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning, John. Good morning, Trixie.
It's Frisky Friday.
George.
Good morning, everybody.
And to the deplorable bunch in the chat, good morning to you guys too, and girls.
Yeah, I started typing in there as fast as I could while the shit was running on the screen, but you can't do it that fast.
And
having trouble adjusting my camera here.
And welcome to May for the Indy 500 because it's the.
I did go to celebrate.
Anybody's going to the Indy 500. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. What were you saying?
No, I said May 1st is that Communist Labor Day.
Yeah, they were. Bernie Sanders was in Philadelphia yesterday.
Yeah, all the Home Depots were celebrating.
Oh.
Yeah, they're all there.
If anybody goes to the Indy 500, get a hold of me. You're close to my house. I'm only an hour away.
Well, Trix, you could sell lodging there for big money.
Yeah, only $500 a night. But then you get cookies with it, so that's
not bad. That's not bad.
Yeah.
I used to stay at a guy's house. I stayed at a guy's house right around the corner from the track. He used to feed you. He would take you to the track and drop you off if you needed to, so you didn't have to go fight for parking and all that stuff.
That's cool.
It was pretty cool. But then
a lot of people sell their yards and let people put tents up.
Yeah,
people camp right there and everything for that are real close to it. Yep. I know because my son-in-law used to go when he was living down here. He went every year because his uncle lived right around the corner from the Speedway. So they made a lot of money letting people park on their lawn and stuff too.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to open up with prayer instead of babbling here. So let's see. The Lord directs the steps of the godly. He delights in every detail of their lives. That's Psalm 37:23. So what it is a faith check. A compass is an instrument used for navigation to discern which direction to follow in order to reach our destination here on earth. God's word, the Bible, is our Christ compass to show us the way, but unlike a regular compass, in order to discern which direction to go, we must align ourselves with the truth in order to reach our heavenly destination. Amen.
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 Yeah. So there we go. And so Mark sent me something last night. I'm going to play it really quick. You didn't want this for Trump Truth. You just sent the clip, right, Mark?
Well, I was going to do it for Trump Truth, but no,
well, then
let it roll.
Wait.
No, let it rip. Let it rip. It's a good one whenever you play it. I've got a backup Trump Truth just in case.
Well, let's just wait for Trump Truth then, because that one's 3 minutes.
We'll put it on. Let's put it on. If you want to start it off.
Oh, it's a good one. You know what? I'll take credit for it as a Trump Truth early in the show. It's the best Trump Truth you could have it, but I think it's really inspirational and uplifting. So,
okay.
Trump Truth. So right.
Somebody's watching me. Somebody's watching me. Somebody's watching me.
President Trump kicking off another busy week at the White House.
It has been yet another eventful week in Washington.
The activity level is off the charts. The president dialed in. He is executing his agenda at a lightning fast pace. Now, here's something we rarely see in American politics. President Trump is actually keeping his campaign promises, and he's doing them as quickly as possible.
This administration's moving at political light speed, and they're just getting started.
We're going to have one shot at this, and no other president's going to do what I'm doing. Goodbye. We love you. We will be back in some form. Have a good life. We will see you soon. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Official, former President Donald Trump will be running for president again in 2024.
Donald Trump got the stamina and the will to do this again? He's come under such tremendous...
Everything is on the line in this election.
A busy day in the campaign world up in Butler today. Former President Trump holding a rally at 5 o'clock.
He just tried to kill President Trump.
Not even an assassin's bullet could stop him.
It feels like the climax of a superhero movie. The first act, up 2016. The second act, 2020. The third act, he almost dies. And then what happens?
Donald Trump will become the 47th president of the United States.
Rare in American politics, a presidential sequel.
He believes he has a, quote, mandate to bring common sense back to the country.
It's our time to take up the righteous cause of American liberty and begin the most thrilling days in the history of our country. This will be our greatest era. With God's help, over the next 4 years, we are going to lead this nation even higher, and we are going to forge the freest, most advanced, most dynamic, and most dominant civilization ever to exist on the face of this earth.
He has the opportunity to reset everything around the world.
Under President Trump's leadership, the message to America's enemies is loud and clear. Peace through strength is back.
No amount of hysteria, no amount of fear-mongering is going to shake the president's resolve.
This is the wholesale destruction of the liberal state. He is gutting liberal Washington, D.C. in a way that they say could be permanent.
47 means business. The White House is holding all the cards.
I return to the presidency confident and optimistic that we are at the start of a thrilling new era of national success.
The bottom line is whether you like Trump or you don't like him, you can't say that he's coming and not try to deliver, and he's doing so in historic fashion.
A tide of change is sweeping the country. Sunlight is pouring over the entire world. And America has the chance to seize this opportunity like never before.
That was great.
I got goosebumps.
Yeah,
watching that.
Right to the point.
Man,
Fantastic.
that the president put that up on his truth post last night just before I went to bed, and it brought a tear to my eye. And I gotta say that watching it the second time, oh man, it's
pretty cool. It's
God,
very
God bless,
very
God
powerful.
bless President Trump. Yeah, and God bless the United States
So
of
see,
America.
see, a lot of people start to forget that we'll go back to the time when he got shot at Butler, when he was assassinated. At the time, it's 6:11, which if you look at Ephesians in the Bible, Ephesians 6:11 says, put the armor of God upon you and protect you from evil. And that's exactly what happened. And that, I think that was the turning point from a message from God that nothing's going to destroy the one that was chosen to save this country. So
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. Mark, I got a little tear in my eye, too.
Well
from that
said,
video.
George. No, man, it's
It was great.
I swear.
Unbelievable.
Man, we've been waiting for this for more than 4 years.
Yeah. Well, the whole thing is that if he didn't win the amount of people that he won in 2020, like he won, that paper that Trixie put up the last time about the amount of votes that Trump got compared to Biden, which was impossible for him to win, that we all know that the thing was stolen. But he said if he didn't get the amount of votes that he did, he wouldn't have run again, because he got 75 million votes in 2020. And that's why everybody came out with the song 81 million votes my ass when Joe Biden got 81 million votes.
Yep.
What's funny was the comparison was Donald Trump got 2,000. He got 75 million votes out of 2,497 counties. Joe Biden got 81 million votes with 477 counties.
Yeah.
there isn't 81 million people in 477 counties. It's impossible.
It's the new math, George. You just
I think they got
too early.
They got that. What's that? What was that, man? Common Core math? That's what they.
It's that Common Core math.
Yeah. So
I want to jump in real quick for you guys. You know, Red Ginger, that's in our chat. She's doing a country club thing today, and you got to think about her. She might send a video, but she's putting on it's a bra thing, Bras for a Cause, and she made her bra FBI counter intel going after pedos since like J. Edgar Hoover or something like that. And so she's going to have a gun belt on with boots and has to dance with all this stuff on. So hopefully we'll get a video on that. And then the other one I want to just say real quick is, Mad Beach Kitty Cat from Florida. That's usually in the chat. She's having a really hard time. So please say prayers for her and maybe she'll come back.
Okay. We shall.
We'll definitely pray for Beach Cat.
Yeah. Yeah. That's where I wondered where she's been, and she got a hold of me the other day. So told me what's been going on. So yeah, we need to pray for her.
Yeah, we got some great people in the chat. Let's pray for the ones that need it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, so everybody knows about Mike Waltz that he resigned. And he got switched to the UN ambassador, which took the place of Stefani because they would have lost another spot in the House, which is still a Republican. I think it was a message that he forgave Mike for what he did and gave him a different position. But the company that runs the Signal was the one that was picked by the government. It's just unbelievable how all this BS started. But as I said it before, I said that he was going to be leaving. Mike, I called it a while back ago about Mike Waltz.
Yeah, you did.
He was going to go. So now Marco Rubio is going to be doing two positions. It was done before with Kissinger. He did that before also. So it's no big deal. It's still that there's monitoring going on about what's going on. And again, like I said before, that President Trump picked his cabinets, but there's a lot of leftovers.
Tricks, I put something there I think George will want to see if you want to share that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, you know what? I had the same thing. Sean, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
George, I think it's time.
Yep, it is.
Great plan.
I had that queued up for today too.
I text General Flynn and I says, okay, are you ready? The spot's open. I mean, there's nobody else better than him. I think the problem that they're worried about is that the Senate pass him, but it could be appointed by President Trump anyway.
Great minds.
That's a great picture.
But they're terrified. Yeah, that was a great picture. I saw that.
That was pretty funny. See, I saw it and he saw it, and then I said it to you, George.
I was at a dinner. I was at a dinner in 2023 maybe. I was sitting with General Flynn and Trump was speaking, and Trump got up, pointed right at Mike, and says, "Mike, get ready." And this was 2 years prior to the election. I mean, he knew everything. Everything was planned and everything. And even the Democrats knew that he was going to win. That's why they picked all these progressive judges.
Oh, yeah. They wanted to hold him up.
Yeah. And the asshole McConnell approved a lot of them. Which was
we know where McConnell's allegiance is.
Yeah, well it's China.
Yep.
It's China because his wife owned the father owned that freighting company.
China sister-in-law was killed too. Remember, she was in the electric car and it got driven in the water.
Yes. Yeah, it's right. Yeah,
that was a warning right there.
Yeah, that was Tesla's first submarine, but it didn't work that well.
Yeah.
That's
true.
Yeah, Flynn had enough rest though. He should be ready. Trump told him a couple of years ago he had a couple of years and 100 days now, so he should.
He's advising. I know he's advising. I know he's advising Tulsi and Pete because he used to be a commander in that in the Pentagon and stuff. So he was a big advisor in the Pentagon. So I know he's helping Pete along and also Tulsi. I mean, there's nobody better than him with security of the government, and he knows a lot of stuff.
We need him.
And that position was the exact position that President Trump assigned him to the first time before the FBI, bullshit, trumped up charges against him.
Yeah, well,
so you never know. He might be sliding right back in there. And I think he did a lot better than Waltz.
He was President Trump's first pick for vice president when he first run. And then they if you watch that movie, I tell everybody's got to watch that movie on Amazon. I mean, it's $4 and change. It's great to watch to see how bad the deep state is. The way they persecuted a hero, an American hero, and it was all done by Obama. And Obama, and believe it or not, that's from what I know, that's General Flynn's top priority about getting him.
I hope that would be nice. Yeah, I sure hope he does.
He will. He's
they torpedoed Flynn with a lot. So I'm sure he's not happy.
That's why it's important to see that movie to see what the family was put through. Else.
That's what I was going to say. Is not just he didn't just torpedo General Flynn. He torpedoed his whole family. He went after his son. Went after his wife, and I mean, he tried to destroy his life.
Yeah, his son
did a good job of it.
His son was on the thing about committing suicide too. That's how bad it is. That we're talking about all the stuff that's going on. I'm involved with the J6s, very heavy. And yesterday, this morning, I got a call that somebody donated a car for one of the J6s, which was great. But people don't know what everybody goes through with this deep state government, and they're still in there.
Yep.
He said he's got a clean house, and he will, but he needs time. But that's why he's full force. It's 100 days. He hasn't stopped, and that's his main objective is to keep on going, not to give him a chance to organize the Democrat, and they'll still do these petitions and everything else. I mean, they still go. I mean, just example. I was going to say with my rant. I'll say my rants later. But
George, you said about deep state government, right? How they're into people, right? Whatever, prosecuting people and all. They have such a high ratio of conviction ratio, right?
Yep.
And primarily because people don't have the resources to fight them, so they end up pleading to something or whatever, and they don't have the resources to fight them. It's like fighting the 1,000-pound gorilla with
all the J6s lost their houses, their jobs. They can't get the jobs back. Same thing with General Flynn. He had to sell his house. Yeah, all his money. He was drained. I mean, the amount of these lawyers, and plus in Washington D.C., you have to get their piece of shit lawyers. You can't get a lawyer of your choosing. You have to use them that are in the D.C. Bullshit gulag and everything else, and they don't help you at all because they want to keep their job. But the number one job.
Speaking of General Flynn, he's going to be in New Jersey on the 10th. He's coming do a little fundraiser for Bill Spady. It's running for governor.
Yeah, he's endorsing. He's endorsing Bill Spady. I think we're gonna. I'm gonna talk to my Jersey president, but I think we're gonna endorse Spady, especially General Flynn did it. So. No, we'll endorse them.
So hopefully here's 2 Saturdays from now.
What do you guys think about the mineral deal?
I think that's good.
Yeah, you want to see something? Watch this.
Yeah.
Those are presidents.
Looks like an 80s. Looks like an 80s video or something for like land.
They may not be homosexuals, but they do play one on TV.
Oh
now,
yeah,
George,
they do.
When you go to Sturgis, George, I don't want to see you on Papa Bear dressed like that dancing.
No, I ain't doing that. we had Papa Bear had to get a paddle in his ass for a girl to register to vote.
I see some pictures. Papa Bear. Yeah, I comment on one of them. I said, no wonder why your boys are smiling.
Yeah. Oh, we got accused for that one. That was a big thing that we got in trouble for. But anyway, what I'm saying is there's 2 scenarios about Mike. It's possible to find out he was bait the people that came out, which they fired a lot of people, and that's why he got the transition to the UN ambassador. That could be one thing. I don't know for sure, but it's a good possibility because President Trump plays with all these situations like he did with Matt Gaetz and stuff. So I think Matt Gaetz is still in the holding pen. But that's the people they need, the ammunition. It's just unbelievable. It's so deep. The deep state is so deep, and they're frustrated because, I was telling Trixie the way when they build those pyramids of who's the leader, who's in charge, and everything else, even as far as they went as the Pope, because the Pope never retired. They usually die, and then the Pope gets picked. This one they made him retire, and then
that was a coup.
Pope,
that was a coup.
Pope Francis, and Pope Francis was picked because of his social mentality from the New World Order, and he forced the issue. I mean, the immigration policy with the European Union was when they organized the European Union, they had to take so many migrants, and it destroyed Europe. Look at England. France, you can't even go in certain neighborhoods because even England, the same thing. every city in England has a Muslim mayor. Every city in England
George,
has a
they
Muslim mayor.
absolutely committed cultural suicide, but worse than that, they've also used this to strip their citizens of all their rights. I mean,
Yep.
you do not dare say anything against a Muslim, even if it's completely 100% true. If you say something in the UK negative about
Yeah,
Islam
they're gonna
or
arrest you.
or
Yep.
any individual Muslim, you will go to jail. Yeah, and
Yep.
there's plenty of people who have done it, and
Yeah.
then
But
even
it's
in
happening here
Germany.
too. It's happening here too, guys. I mean,
Yeah, that's what I tell
Well,
everybody. Yep.
but
Texas, I
fortunately,
see.
we just elected the man to stop it, and so I think it's George. I think
Well,
There's a
Sean,
bunch of Mo's everywhere.
turning that
Right? Isn't
around.
that what you call them, Sean? Mo's. There's Mo's
Yeah,
everywhere.
a lot of
Mohammed.
Mo's. Yeah, they're all named Mo. Like, what's your name? Muhammad.
Muhammad.
Yeah, it's
Muhammad.
Smith
I usually call Alibaba. We used to call them Muhammad Bacon.
No, it's just
I'm
like
not
that.
against any. I'm not against any. But like when you have towns that are fully converting, where you would think you're in, you're in another country where there's, writing like I mean, and it happens in certain things. You look at Chinatown and stuff like that. I get it, but it's like you're in a different country,
Yeah.
And
That's like
really.
Minneapolis. Minneapolis looks like little Mogadishu if you go on the
Yeah.
wrong side of it. It's
Yeah.
really, I mean,
Well-
I was on one of those buses and went on the other side, and that's all it was the Arabic writing, and everyone was in burqas and everything. And I was glad I didn't have to get off it or anywhere around there.
Yeah, we're the United States, not the United Countries, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And Sean, unfortunately, I mean, we Judeo-Christian, both Christians and Jews, and basically Western religion and philosophy has always taught us to coexist, to get along, to
you could throw that shit
to
out the window.
honor people's freedom of religion. But that is not what Islam teaches.
No.
Islam teaches that all non-believers in Muhammad are
enemies.
Are infidels and need to be destroyed, and that's a fundamental problem.
See, people are not getting knowledge about exactly what the Quran's about. I read it, and the thing is that somebody sent me the book as a joke. I was going to beat the shit out of him when he did, but it was good. They said that joke. So I said, let me read it, and there's a lot of stuff in it. I pulled out certain segments about. I'll send it to Trixie for next week of exactly what they're committed to do. They're allowed to lie. They're allowed to steal along against the infidel. They're not allowed to take a mortgage out from a bank. They have to get it from a Muslim organization. The CARE organization that was started the same time as the European Union was. The CARE, which is the Council of International Arab Relations, which is another terrorist organization. It was classified as one, and then Biden took it away. So their plan and the Democratic plan, besides letting them all in, and we have to understand that with the, it's in the pants. Hold on a minute, please. I'm in a. Don't worry about it. Unbelievable. Anyway,
we're live here. What's going on here?
Please. Some people are just morons. I
George,
got the
you need one of
exterminator
those
here.
lights that say on air.
Yeah, on air,
yeah.
No, I don't hold nothing. Anyway, so the thing is that they all this stuff is planned from the time of even before 9/11. That their thing is to take over the country, United States. I mean, the only thing that saves us, we got more guns than people. That's the best thing, and you got a lot of militia around. I don't think it's going to happen, but they'll be in for a rude awakening. They think because and like I said before, Osama bin Laden turned around and said that what do you call that our own rules are going to destroy this country. That we're going to have to stop to be Mr. We can't be cutie time is over, as Biden Gino used to say all the time, and we can't be on the defense. We're going to be on the offense with these people because they're not going to stop. You see the Democrats have claimed war against the MAGA and the voters of Trump. They actually came out and said it.
And that's why we have to, fortunately, we have our leader now. We have the right guy. But he's, I said it before, President Trump's the tip of our spear, but a spear tip's not worth anything without the shaft. And that's us. That's the Patriots.
Are you guys losing your shit about it yet? Are you losing?
I think it's time we're losing some shit there.
I think so.
Trixie.
What the? I'm losing my shit.
Boom.
Get that guy a job on the Dolphins.
There we go. This is
oh shit.
We don't have
something happened with the
nursery.
the
That's right, you whore!
Is this a no talk show?
That was funny too.
Oh my God! I'm
What
sick.
would you do?
Dad, I got this. If we broke in your house.
Hey, Kylie, Savannah.
Chop is breathing every time
I don't want to see you get hurt again. You just got a hip replacement.
I'm like me, you know it's YWRB.
Hey, Aiden. It's time for your pineapple peach burst inhaler. Good job. Now let me see some O's. That's my boy. Hey, Nikki.
Hi.
What do we got here?
It's giving.
Wow, really nice. You just got a new subscriber.
Jack, guess what? GTA 6 just dropped.
Hey, that's cool, Skylar.
Jack, I'm dead, bruh.
Dead? No, he's really dead.
Go.
Oh.
That's it. Dump him. That's it. Dump him.
Watch out. Back up,
They're both packing. Look. They're both packing. What are you going to pull it out?
You were talking about my boy. You ain't talking about my boy retard. I will slap the goddamn touchdown. No violence. Joe Biden, Joe President.
He has no home here.
Daily reminder, you get to define what masculinity and femininity are for yourself. Don't let society dictate your gender expression.
Is this a kid's thing or what? What the
Call
fuck?
AAA and your mechanics. Got some trainings breaking down.
Let's listen to Frank.
I'll burn in hell. Hell Satan, bitches!
Be burning in hell, man.
Really afraid of authenticity and people being their own true selves?
Here we go. I love this shit. Is this Chino? Or is this Corsicana, Texas? I can't tell with this lady's accent or man's accent, whatever the hell that was. And then I love this one. Authenticity and who they are. You people don't even like your own true selves and your own authenticity. This is why we're having this issue. You guys don't like who you really are and you want us to cater to you. No, it ain't happening. We're done with it.
My mom just got deported. My mom just got deported.
I wish they would have taken him with her.
Yeah, that's supposed to be the rule.
Your mom raised a pinche puto. That's why she got deported.
Oh, I knew he was gay. I didn't think he was that gay.
No, Peter, he's not gay. He's a woman stuck in a man's body.
Yeah, gay.
It's totally different.
Sounds the same.
Well, it's not.
Okay, so he wants to be a woman so he can be a lesbian?
No, he'd date men.
Gay.
Yeah, okay.
If somebody told us that they'd give you $1 million for knocking me out, what would you do?
If your wife is laying down on the couch, just ask her, do you plan on doing anything today?
Okay. Hey.
Huh?
What are you doing?
Just sitting on the couch.
Do you plan on doing anything today?
If your wife is acting too tired to make dinner, to help her out, grab her some recipes.
Hey.
Huh.
What are you doing?
Just laying on the couch. I'm a little tired.
Okay.
Too funny.
There you go.
Excuse me, sir. Have you...
Wow! What? Jesus Christ! Why did you do that? Oh, well, she came at me, and that was sort of my instinct.
That was amazing.
That was great,
You
right?
sent me like a foot off the ground.
Are you okay?
Yeah, no, it doesn't hurt.
Okay, I am wearing this super cute set from Hanover, and then Stuart Weitzman loafers, and a little Ralph Lauren purple label
I woke up
blazer.
this morning with a bad hangover, and my penis was missing again. This happens all the time. It's detachable.
What about his balls?
This comes in handy a lot
balls
of
were
the
missing.
time. I can leave it home when I think it's going to get me in trouble, or I can rent it out.
Yeah, I like that hat. That's a good one, Frank. Now listen, we're gonna get the hats made Trump 2028 and go wear them at protest. I mean, that'll really.
Hey, I'm the one who suggested that to Frank, and as I told him last time I was out there, it's like, the one thing you don't have in here that could really make their heads explode is the Trump 2028, and he's like, dude, I'm all over it, and literally
Yeah,
he
made them
had
too.
everything. Yeah,
He made them up too.
he's got a great supply chain. He's got an inner circle of people that know how to make cups, hats, the embroidery, the t-shirts. So he doesn't rely on anybody, and it's damn sure not imported, except maybe some of the t-shirt stock.
He said he got a good what do you call about the shirt? He wore the shirt, and a lot of people wanted the shirts. So I got to talk to him about that and see,
Oh, cool.
Make them up. So
yeah. Hey, just I got one neat kind of topical late breaking news. Did anybody hear about the U.S. District Judge in California who literally tried to do an injunction? Well, actually did do an injunction barring Border Patrol agents from stopping or arresting illegal aliens without a warrant.
Yep.
So, you could be down at the border and here's like 50 guys coming across the border. Oh, you're supposed to say, okay, wait, guys, just stand right there. Let me run back to the courtroom. Oh, first, here, write down your names here so I can go and get a warrant
how
for each
crazy
of you.
is this? Yep.
But okay, here's the great part. Laura Loomer just this morning came out and exposed that this judge, Jennifer Thurston, I guess she's up in the Sacramento area, and turns out that her husband is a slumlord for illegal aliens. He's
they're
got,
profiting.
yeah. Oh yeah, he's got
finds
a
it all.
bunch of
don't be surprised about child trafficking either.
Yeah,
Loomer must have a special computer because she finds everything out.
Yeah.
She is unbelievable. She got beat at of two places to be running because they were afraid of her.
The establishment worked against her. That's the problem.
The funny thing is these Democrats are so freaking stupid that they made it easy for her, because all she did was start checking the post of this judge and her husband and found out that her husband on his Instagram, ever since Trump was elected, is making a bunch of posts talking about how, hey, this going after illegal aliens, it's destroying the multi-unit businesses, real estate business in California. And so she just kind of followed the money and found out, hey, what do you know? This guy is making, millions of dollars a year being a slumlord, renting out these multi-unit things to illegal aliens. So hopefully,
and then the government pays the rent.
Yeah, hopefully they're going to be getting a little
just a money
knock on the
laundering
door from Kash Patel here and looking into that stuff.
That's what happens, though. As soon as they buy those apartment complexes with the illegal aliens in them, they go through that and they get the rent from the government.
Yeah, they get instant cash flow.
Yeah, Section 8.
Could you imagine? Yeah. Loomer should have her picture. Loomer's picture should be, those mirrors where it says object closer than appears or whatever it is, right? You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
That should be Loomer's face in that, with objects are closer than they appear. Because if she's on you, she's on you. Hey, Trix, I put a video in there for Omar with the yesterday. If you want to just pull that up real quick, since we were talking about some of these Muslim politicians.
Congresswoman Omar, I'm Miles Morrell with the Daily Caller News Foundation. Do you think more of your Democratic colleagues should be traveling to El Salvador to advocate on behalf of Rodrigo Garcia?
I think it should fuck off. Yeah, that's
I'm sorry, what? Congresswoman?
fuck off.
Who should?
Ooh.
Why me?
We're not taking any questions right now, but here you go.
Yeah, thanks.
You know, we paid for her education, you know.
Wow. Yeah.
She's so foul.
Yeah.
Support that bitch. She's got no business being in this country.
They can bring her up on so many charges. It's unbelievable. And they just don't. The Republican, if the Democrat, if it was the other way around, it would be like Democrats would be all over it, but not the Republicans. There's so many of them. They're going to be brought up on charges. I mean, especially Crocker there. She should be brought up on charges and thrown out of every committee she belongs to.
Yeah.
But see, that's what drives me crazy. That woman married her brother to be able to smuggle them into the country, and it's all documented. They got the marriage certificates, they got the falsified immigration documents and everything. And that I'm sorry, I gotta ask, where's Kash Patel? Where's the FBI? You know, where's Pam Bondi? This isn't something that requires a 3-month investigation. This is cut and dry. I mean, just take the documents, walk up and arrest the bitch.
They have them all.
And this guy ain't clean either. He's dirty.
Hey, Trixie, when you're ready for the Trump quote of the day,
it looks like he bit the bottom of the watermelon.
Sean's friend there.
Yo, what'd you bite the bottom of the watermelon? Fix that paper.
Yeah.
I'm gonna choke.
Hey, Sean, when we get to quote of the day, make sure you got that handy.
All right.
The quote of the day, we already did it when we started.
No, but we said I get 2 quotes.
No, he's got 2 quotes, he said.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's got 2 quotes.
You want me to just
then I'm
going to
go ahead and say who won the trivia contest yesterday.
Oh, all right. You're doing it early today.
By the way, I had left. I had just signed off of chat when you had that because I had to go to an appointment, but it was still up on my TV. And as soon as you asked the question, I thought to myself, Spanish-American War. I don't know if I'm right or not, but that's my late entry.
The question was, what 19th century U.S. conflict is often referred to as Mr. Polk's War? And the answer was the Mexican-American War. And the first one that got it was Man-K. So Man-K, right? Go to wakeupatriots2@gmail and give me your address so we can get your prize out. DTath had the Mexican-American War. Denise had the Mexican-American War. USN had Spanish. DH had Mexican. Red said the American-American War. And Florida for Trump had the 1812 War, but it was actually the Mexican-American War. And then this is what you get. You get $1,000 bill.
Can't spend.
I'm not cheap no more. We have $1,000 bills now, right, George, over here?
Yep. We got him. Yeah, we got him. Yeah, we got.
Yeah, I got tired of
thousands of thousands. We got thousands.
Did you guys get those from Frank?
Huh?
Did you get those from Frank? I know he's got a big pile.
No. George mailed them to me so that I wouldn't be called cheap anymore because I had $100.
Yeah,
George, you're a good man. You're looking out for Trixie.
Well, she was when she came out with the 100. I could just imagine when she opens up a wallet that George Washington has glasses on it. He's got sunglasses on it when the dollars come out.
Like this.
So, yeah.
You're so mean. You're so mean.
Anyway, but we have a. You want me to do my rant yet?
Well, sure. Hang on a second here.
Oh.
Yeah, that's me. That's when I get pissed off.
You need to add a little video of that to George saying like balls and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like,
we're gonna come out with the codes soon. We're gonna come out with Wake Up Patriot code words. What they mean.
Our own codex, so we can talk in secret.
So
like that.
here's one that's very interesting. Since Mike was discussed already, but one of the ones that losing to Afghanistan, besides maiming 250 soldiers and 13 were killed, there was an agreement, I think, between Biden and China, because China now controls all the minerals. And that was one of the reasons why we were there also. with the minerals that Afghanistan had. So they made a deal with the Afghanistan, the Taliban, that we don't give a shit about you killing each other, but we'll mine the stuff out and that's it, and give you the profit and stuff. So the deal that was made with Ukraine, which the guy, what makes me laugh, the guy is an asshole. The president of Ukraine,
Zelensky.
And what it is that he should have signed this deal a long time ago, because it would show that the United States has interest in that country, and Putin would back off.
Yep.
Which that's the art of the deal. But because that little twerp was listening to England and France
and the Democrats,
they say don't be. Our industrial war complex is probably chirping on his ear too.
So what happened is when the meeting happened at the Vatican, it was very nice that they put 4 chairs, and Trump says, "You 2 guys ain't coming." So he took the 2 chairs away, and it was like a confessional. So,
or a real come to Jesus meeting, as they say.
Yeah. That was a big confession. The other thing is, as we see, as the protesters holding up these wonderful signs about saving our Social Security and Medicare and all this stuff, and the kids are being starving, it's because, just picture this, 550,000 illegals are in New York, and it's costing them billions and billions of dollars to support them. Now, this is the big rant. They offered everybody that was on Social Security 2.5%. The Congress, AOC, was one of them.
You mean a raise you're talking about?
Yeah, the raise, yeah.
Okay.
The raise that they gave everybody Social Security was 2.5%, which is in the law that was done by Eisenhower, that if the percentage of the spending cost of everything else, that they had to give us a raise. So what happened is, she turned around and says that she can't afford and everything else. She wanted $64,000 raise, which is like a 42% increase. And now the money that Doge is finding out, all these illegals get at least $3,600 a month from the government for financial assistance. So it's costing the American taxpayers a total of $159 billion. And people don't, and these assholes are walking around with these signs about saving our Social Security, saving our Medicare, because that's what the Democrats' play is, And the best one was asshole Jeffries. Jeffries was on the steps. He's a Muslim. He's got a cross around his neck. I mean, all right.
It's fear mongering, George. They want to fear monger everybody.
Well, they do that. They do that.
Medicare, and Social Security.
And the majority of the people that come to these rallies are older, elderly people. And the veterans I got to hear from, and the whole big things like that. I mean, the thing that they always push about the 22 veterans that they commit suicide, it's up to 44. I think the numbers are starting to go down since Trump got back in.
Sad.
No, it is bad. It's bad. I went to meetings, and everybody, the 22 was a number that they did with the fundraiser, and you did 22 push-ups, and they would donate money and stuff like that. But what happened is, the truth is, it was 44. When President Trump was in office the first time, it went from 22 to 17 because he cleared the VA with all the fake drugs that they were giving out to everybody. There was money. The nurses and people that were in there that were working there were making money off of the drug supplies and everything else. So when Trump fired him, everything got straightened out, and the number went down to 17. When Biden became in office again, these assholes don't know that the numbers went up to 44 a day, because they go there and they have no choice with the medical. And that's why it has to be. I went to, in Orlando, I went to visit somebody in the VA hospital. There was an illegal in the next bed. And you walked in, and they had the pride flag, and they had Juneteenth, right? And that's going to be another thing about June 19th. Everybody knows about June 19th. And here's another biggest rant. The reason why they came out with June 19th, all right, was to beat July 4th.
Okay? Sure, probably to try to take more of a precedent off of that. Absolutely.
Right, because what they wanted to do was to be first, as usual. But the problem is, they are so and all the stuff that they were talking about, bringing the stuff back, bringing all the stuff that was here. Don't forget, all the toys were made here. Everything that was made here. When Clinton became president, he decided to make that deal with China and export all that stuff. So remember when the first toys came back in, what they had? They had lead. Remember, the kids were getting sick with
lead paint. Yep, lead paint.
And then they straightened it all out and everything else because they were all in about the money and stuff.
All those Hot Wheels cars and stuff. Little kids are putting in their mouth, right?
That's why my sister was crazy. She used to lick the Tonka trucks.
Yeah,
that's what probably happened to me. I had all those Tonka trucks and Hot Wheels cars.
But the thing that's believe it or not, that's really bad is the funding that we got to stop giving the what do you call hold on a second. Hold on 1 second. There are a total of 14 colleges with the Gaza encampments in it. And these are getting all funded, which Trump is going to stop funding them. Columbia University, New York University, Yale University, Emerson College, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, Tufts University, the University of Michigan, Vanderbilt University, California State Polytech University, University of California, University of Minnesota, University of North Carolina, the New School, Brown University. These are top colleges. And the problem is, and University of Pittsburgh and the University of South Carolina. And the reason what happens is when, I don't know if they had these shows on TV, and a lot of shows that come on TV is for the cabal and to see exactly what's going to happen and come out before things happen. Like the coronavirus came out in a movie in 2017. It was called The Travelers. And they showed somebody get sick in China and then the virus broke out and all that shit and everything else. So these are all warning signs that they have to be told what to do. And the biggest thing is that if you notice with all these college protests, if everybody would look and concentrate and look at the faces, there's a lot of Chinese people in those protests. Not only the white people, but there's a lot of Chinese protests in those things from China. So China is really funding a lot of these colleges besides. I mean, they're sending billions and billions of dollars. And I keep on saying there's 360,000 students from China here. And people don't understand that. So, I mean, we have to wake up and smell the roses because, you know, you remember the movie like Red Dawn? So, I mean, we're more from what I've seen and where I've met some people, we're pretty, the militia is very powerful and strong, and they're ready to go whatever's got to get done. There's a lot I could say a lot of stuff on here that I can't say on regular Facebook, but there's a lot of preppers out there. There's people that joined, doctors, nurses, people know how to load, unload Boeing arrows and training facilities and being prepped and everything else. So, if you get wounded and stuff like that, they are ready. It's not that, and don't forget, you got like 57 million veterans in America that are all prepared. They took an oath on the Constitution. We're not going to play any games with these people. And I keep on saying we can't be on the defense anymore. We got to be on the offense. You got to get in these people's faces. It's something because we can't be, be nice. You don't want to start. Like when I was approached by a protester, they said, I believe in the First Amendment. You have the right to be here. We have the right to be here. And I said, yeah, I also believe in the Second Amendment. You should have saw her face on that one. I just told her that we're all packing because she saw all the bikers with the vest there. So she came over to be, she didn't want any problems and everything else. But the whole thing is, when I told her about the Second Amendment, you saw her face. And this is what they have to be told. We have to, and all of us, even in the chat, we all have to be educated on this Constitution, and about what the purpose was. The Second Amendment was created to protect the First Amendment. That was the big one.
Yeah.
So
the two most important. That's why they're number 1 and 2.
Yep.
Yep, that's true. 1 and 2.
And the whole thing is they have to understand. And these politicians, when they get in, you make sure like. They'll dump all the money, example in Jersey, right? Spadia. They're going to come out trashing Spadia like you wouldn't believe because they want a rhino guy in there.
They've spent $5 million against Spadia already.
Yeah,
okay? The Republican establishment, and they spent $5 million against them.
Yep, they did. They did a $2 million shot down here for a commissioner's job. I endorsed somebody, and they want to they buried him.
They got a clip of him saying that he thinks there should be a pathway to citizenship, right?
Mm.
And what they did to him was the same thing with Trump, where he said very fine people.
Yeah.
Right. They don't take the whole clip. So Bill was on the radio for, I don't know, 15 years in New Jersey.
Mhm.
And somebody called in and says, yeah, but what about the family that the guys in the families over here, they came over here illegally, but they've been here 15, 20 years. They haven't caused any problems. They're living whatever. And, they're raising a family and they're paying their taxes and all. And what he said today, he says, well, for those people, maybe there should be some type of pathway to citizenship. I mean, they've been here for so long, right? You don't just suddenly break up this thing and send it back. So I can understand that. But what they try to turn him into is a total rhino type of person where he wants to give everybody blanket citizenship. And that's not true. That's part of the stuff going about him. And the other thing was about, he commented something about he wasn't happy with something Trump did or whatever, and they cut that and they took his
look at
2 seconds.
What they did the thing with the JD Vance, they did pulled the same shit. I had arguments with JD Vance when we first saw him in Ohio. Went the thing, but he didn't know Trump, and that's the problem. They don't know the people that are running. That's why it's our responsibility as MAGA and patriots and the voters that care about this country, is you vote for the person that the one that gets the less money spent and the one that gets the money trashed against them. That's the guy you got to vote for, because what happens is they're terrified. Believe me when I'm telling you, and I travel throughout this country, and they are terrified. The GOP, right, the Republican Party, they are terrified of the MAGA movement. They know we have so much power. It's unbelievable, and they're terrified.
That's why they tried to shut it down on January 6th.
Yeah, and the ones that went to try to join the Republican parties down here, they're not accepting MAGA people. They don't want to accept MAGA people. It's just unbelievable. The guys
George,
that
that's exactly why I'm not a member of the freaking Republican Party.
Yeah, me too. The whole thing is
See, I disagree. You got to be here. I disagree with that. You got to be because at least in New Jersey, if you're not a member of the Republican Party, you can't vote in the primaries, so you can't help shape your party.
No. Republican Party is different from the clubs. The clubs, we're talking about the Republican clubs.
Oh, okay.
I'm a registered Republican. You gotta be a registered Republican so you can vote in the primary, or else you can't vote in the primary.
Yeah.
Even if you're independent, a lot of people think that because you're independent, you can vote for it. It doesn't happen. The only one that has cross parties is Ohio, and there's 4 states, I think.
New Hampshire too, isn't there? Isn't New Hampshire?
Yeah, there's 4 states. I don't remember the states, but there's 4 states that you can cross party. So sometimes what happens is with the cross party, like they did in Ohio, this guy that was a real good patriot was running as governor, but the Democrats went out and voted for DeWine, which I call him DeWitt, the governor of Ohio, and I think Vivek is going to be a good governor for Ohio, hands down.
No,
so is Spady. I think Spady will be a great governor because
Spady will be a fantastic governor. If he gets through the primary, he'll win. He'll win because there's a lot of moderate Democrats that will vote for him. But he's got to get through the primary because there's a lot of money.
Well, the whole thing is the problem is that people got to not watch the commercials and understand and go out to his rallies to make them understand that, like Trump did. Trump came out. He went to every place in the rallies to find out and let the people know what he was all about. That's what they have to do. If they don't do this, because a lot of people, and like say just argument's sake, like the J6s, they went in there. They were forced in there. A lot of them. There were the FBI agents that created all the bullshit that happened in there, which is proof. All right, and these guys got persecuted. Guys that were in there 4 years. I know them for a long time.
Oh yeah,
4 years, and they can't get a job. They got no money and everything else. And then what pisses me off?
Well, what about their houses? What about their mortgages?
They lost everything
when they're locked up for. Yeah, I mean, it's just
they lost everything. But the problem is, we started a J6 coalition. It's me, Grassroots, and John Birch Association, and we don't have a 501c, but Grassroots of America does. So any money that gets collected goes into this 501c3, and then it's recorded, and the checks are given out to them personally. A lot of these J6 fundraisers that were created, They didn't get the money. They pocketed the money, especially some of these lawyers. So the thing is that we created this because we got 150. I think there's 150 in Florida, maybe 200. But we're going throughout the state of Florida, having these come there. But what fucking pisses me off, people don't give a fuck anymore because they don't show up at these things. Donate $1, $10 or something. These guys are hurting. They can't get a job. They're still on a terrorist watch list. They go, if they're veterans, they can't go to the KP and get the discounts on the food and everything else. I mean, there was one guy that we had a thing the other night. We collected like $1,400. So there was 9 people there, and we divided the money to all of them and gave them money. But this is what we have to do, up and up. I don't get any money from it. I travel throughout the state. Everything comes out of my own pocket. All this stuff is important to me because of what they did for this country. I got hit by the FBI. The FBI came to my fucking house, and they asked me questions. They had pictures of me.
I remember you telling me.
Yeah, well, I told them. Yeah, I told them, let me have a copy of the photos. They said no. I thought it looked pretty good in the pictures, but they had actual drone shots.
You should have a little thing on your wall, a little collage. Of
Yeah.
FBI pictures.
Please, I'm
People
telling
in
you.
the chat are saying that they're MAGA gangsters. That's what our chat is. They're MAGA gangsters. They're not really Republicans. We're all Trumpians. You know.
Yep.
Hey,
Well, Trump
hey,
brought a
Trixie, I
lot of
know
people
we're-
into the Republican Party, without a doubt. What do they call them? MAGA Republicans or MAGA Republicans or whatever?
I like
Yep.
MAGA gangster better, but that's just my opinion because
I think I'll make a patch up, MAGA gangster. I think I'll do that one.
because
I'll make that
I
up.
get
I know
royalties off of it. I just said
Yep. I gotta do my vest over, so I gotta take pictures of all my patches on. I gotta redo my whole vest.
Okay, we gotta get Mark's other truth thing in here.
Oh, go ahead, Mark. Sorry.
Oh, we don't have to, but if we want to,
No,
we
no,
can.
do it.
Yeah, it's 10. Go ahead.
All right, you don't even have to do the intro. This came in Sunday from President Trump. I thought it was pretty cool, pretty accurate. He said, "Hopefully, Act Blue, the Democrats' illegal scam used to raise money, including from not allowed foreign contributions, is being looked at by authorities. The Dems the Dems only know how to win by cheating, something they do better than any other group or party in history." But now, with their terrible policies and candidates, and people like crooked Adam Schiff, John, we need
I'm
people
sorry.
like
I was
crooked,
looking for I put him on the wrong
Adam
side. Here he
Schiff,
is.
who demanded a full pardon from Sleepy Joe, leading the way. It's almost impossible to reach their money goals. The USA is wise to these scoundrels and crooks. Also, why did the auto pin give Schiff a pardon? Biden knew nothing about it. Who operated the auto pin? That's the biggest question being asked in DC. They almost destroyed our country. They should all be in jail. And I say,
How many?
Here, President Trump.
How many pardons were given by Biden? 8,000.
Yeah. Well, by Biden's auto pin. Yeah.
Sean, you
8,000, but they
bringing Schiff with you to Nashville, right? You still bringing Schiff? You're going to
He's
have
got his
multiple
bags
ones?
packed already. He's got his bags packed already. He's very excited.
when they use the auto pen, it's clocked. So there's a time where he is at the time when he signed that thing. Number one.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
time and date
and
stamp.
the reason why President Trump said what he said, like I tell everybody, read between the lines. He's talking about what's that line? The RICO Act. Because if the money flow, yep. That's what I said. Well, I was giving you a key to say something, but you take too long. You got your head in the phone. Get your head. Look over this way. Look. Pay attention. The whole thing is the RICO. I know you got the button. I know you got the button.
Speaking of button tricks, you got to play the video I have up there real quick. I know it's late, but you got to play the video. Speaking of button, Nick Saban describes Trump's button on the desk. Ready? This was funny. Yeah. So Trump did the commencement speech last night at University of Alabama. That was excellent, yeah. And Nick Saban, the coach there for a long time, introduced him. Watch this.
The national championship story. And before I introduce President Trump, I have to tell you a story. You know, you all know that we win a national championship, we get to go to the White House, and it's a great experience for our players and each and every year. When we won in 2017, President Trump was there 2018, very gracious host, and he's the first president that invited us to come in the Oval Office. So I take the 3 captains in the Oval Office, and the president's really nice to everybody, and he's got this very big, good-looking, auspicious box on his desk that has a red button on top. And one of the players said, "Is that what you launch the missiles with?" And he said, "Well, push it and find out." Player said, "No, I don't want to do that." He said, "Oh, go ahead, push it, see what happens, find out." So Rashawn Evans finally got the guts up, went over, pushed the red button. Some lady came in with a Coke on a tray. So I really want to express my appreciation to President Trump for choosing the University of Alabama for his.
So that's that.
I like that.
Yeah, I know that's actually true. It does
all
have
the
the red
time.
button for Cokes.
Yeah,
well,
I should have that at my house.
I should have that too, though, but I don't have anybody to deliver it. See, that's the problem I got. I'd have to have the refrigerator.
Let Augie. Let Augie
Lion
do
is
it.
out in the other room right now. I could hit a button. Maybe she would bring me a Diet Coke. Lion?
Get a little harness for the dog and make him put the Cokes on it, and then he could.
I've got a harness, but I could probably put Velcro on it. But I don't know if he could open the fridge. His legs are only like that long.
You need a mini fridge.
Yeah, get
a
mini fridge.
If I could, just before we go, just a quick. First of all, just a quick Nashville update. We still have, I believe, about 8 rooms left. So for those, I know a lot of people have written to me and said that they still need to kind of check with work to see when they can make it. And so we do still have some rooms left. But I also have a request for people in chat. And, you know, a whole lot of us in chat here also go to the Newsmax chat for Ed's show. And I think it'd probably be best if we kind of don't talk a lot about Nashville there, because there are some evil freaking people there that would just love to screw it up.
I cocksucker.
Exactly.
Oh, I wish he. I would love
El Cox should show up.
I wish he would show up. I cocksucker.
Well, El Cox doesn't actually exist. El Cox is.
He's multi-box. He's a couple different people.
Yeah.
And what he is honest to God, I know this. What he is an AI bot.
He's a real person. He's a real person because he's been in our chat for the last year. And what he does is every time he gets kicked out, he changes his name. But if you watch, he'll go in between 2 or 3 different names. But he really is a person.
It's a chat bot. It is
Luna
an
knows
AI
him.
chat bot.
Luna that's in there knows him. So that's how I found
Personally, she's seen him physically.
She hasn't seen him physically, but she knows who he is.
I think there may be a person that's helping to direct that chat bot.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah.
But here's all you got to look at. No human being can type as fast as he does. Last night I was looking at it. Over 40% of all of the posts in that chat room was that thing. And no human can type that quickly.
Don't misgender ICOX. It may be a female. It may be a tranny. We don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Luna said he's a tranny.
Well, it's
That's what she said.
it's actually a big pile of computer code that identifies as a troll. But anyway, I just think it's a good idea if we don't talk too much about Nashville.
I agree
in those areas. That's all I had to say. Other than that, all I would really say is God bless America and God bless.
That's all I got to do
Trump.
is call up the hotel. God forbid they call up the hotel and say, "Oh, we hear that you have a big thing happening there," and then they'll close it all down and stuff. So you don't need that.
Oh yeah, they can. Yeah, they could. You've
did it up
got
here.
a bunch of subversive right-wing, people that are plotting against the United States of America. And this is, after all, a Marriott hotel. Read, big corporation. As much as I like Marriott's, they're still a big corporation, and they're susceptible to that kind of stuff. So I think it's best that we just keep
I agree 100%.
Yeah.
I agree 100%.
I want to find out
Ralph
who
would
he
say
is.
we're not plotting. That was just what they're surmising.
Yep.
Right, George?
Yep, correct.
Yeah.
I want to know who it is now, though. Seriously, because Luna said before that she knew who it was and that he was a tranny. So that
Yeah.
now I want to know.
Well, see, I think there might be somebody you can have a combination of AI bot that's also overseen by a human who can pop in from time to time and put a nice little personalized message in it, along with all the garbage that's being generated by the bot. But the whole point of the bot is to disrupt the chat. And I noticed over and over and worse, especially in the Newsmax chat, nobody's talking about what Ed's saying. Nobody's talking about it at all.
Yeah.
Everybody else in chat is just fighting against the chat bot. And that's the whole point. That's what they're doing because they don't want the MAGA message
point,
to get
Mark.
out. And if
That's
we're
a
all
great point.
focused on fighting back and forth and throwing insults at this chatbot, guess what? Nobody talks about
I
how we
invited him
make
for
America
coffee.
great again.
I invited him for coffee. I told him I'd like to
I
meet him
saw
for
that.
coffee.
I saw that. And you
I would
noticed you
just
didn't
tell
get
him
a
he's a pain
response
in
to
the
that because
think
that
he's
would
a
be a
pain in the
Well,
ass.
we got to
human.
say goodbye to the show. Well,
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh God, it's 8
Yeah.
after. Yeah, I didn't even. I'm not
Everybody
even
hit the
paying
like
attention
button on the way out.
Yeah, don't forget the
Hey,
like
yeah.
button.
Remember,
What?
hitting
Come on,
the
Mark.
like
What
button.
is it? Hit the like
Mark,
button
you didn't get no
because
thumbs.
Yes. Okay, where's my thumb? You know,
Why can't I
as our
get it?
good friend, Florida for Trump. Oh, my thumb's not working.
Yeah, your
I
thumb
think
stuck.
Trixie turned your thumbs
As
off.
all of our very, very good friend, Florida for Trump says, hitting the like button will make you smarter, will make you healthier, happier, and better looking. So please
Yeah.
go hit the like button. Thank you all for being here. And God bless our patriots in
Yeah.
chat.
Thanks for
I
joining.
hit the like
Appreciate it.
button and it didn't work for me, so I don't know. We'll see.
Make sure.
I better hit the like button myself here.
All right,
Hey, we
we
got
got
40
All right,
Monday.
thanks everybody.
Chris
We got 42
Cordani's
in there.
birthday is Monday,
my
so you
thumb?
guys
Oh,
in the
shit.
chat, make sure you
My
say
thumb's
happy
not
birthday
working.
to him.
Darn it.
Whose birthday?
Chris Cordani's birthday is Monday.
Oh, Chris.
So yes,
Oh,
All right,
yeah.
we'll wish him a happy birthday on
producing,
Monday.
So say happy
Hey,
birthday.
tell Chris I haven't seen his reservation for Nashville yet.
I just sent him the link 2 days ago, so
Okay,
he knew
it's
about it.
best
But we'll
off
see
if
what
you
he
ask him to go do the registration though, because if you just send him the link, I have no visibility into. Well, they send me like once a month. They send me a list of who signed up.
Well, I'll check with him this weekend then. I'll
Yeah.
check with him this weekend then. Okay.
All right, everybody. Have a great
Monday.
weekend and safe one.
Cinco de Mayo.
God bless.
Yeah. Bye bye,
See
everybody.
you, Patriots.
Oh boy.
Here we go.